Hey everybody, Brett from the Start Gaming here with a new series that I had no idea I was going to be doing, but here we are. I was actually planning to fill the slot that had previously been the Crusader Kings 2 Elder Kings mod slot that I was posting like every other day. But if you're following that series, you know our king died, so I was going to replace that with Rome Total War 2, and I recorded a couple episodes for it, and I have them ready. But as I was posting a couple Battle Brothers videos this morning before work, I stumbled across this game on Steam that had just released. It released the 30th of April, so I'm a couple days late as far as the release goes. But I saw this game and I could not turn it down. Essentially, the premise of this game is what would happen if the stuntmen who played the Power Rangers quit and started their own Power Rangers show. And so this game combines all different kinds of different game mechanics. Excuse me. The game is sort of part management sim, so you're running a TV show essentially, and you have to upgrade your cameras and your lights and your studio and things like that. But it's also a turn-based tactical strategy game, because all of the battles that take place in the show you're playing out through turn-based combat. And then it's also a bit of an RPG because your characters have stats and equipment and things that you can upgrade, as well as skills and various traits that come with the characters as they start out. So before I ramble on too long, let's go ahead and jump into this game. I unfortunately can't play the music. It's just too loud. There's no way I can talk over it, and I'll show you. I have it turned like all the way down. And so you can barely hear me talking while it's on, if you can hear me at all. Which is really unfortunate because the music is totally awesome. I will work on finding a way to artificially lower the sound of the music so that I can leave it on and still, talk and do commentary over this. But for this episode, I'm going to have to leave it off. I still have the sound effects on so you can hear the buttons and things. But yeah, the music's just too loud, so I'll try to figure it out. I have played this a little bit. I played partway through like the first act just to familiarize myself with the controls and things like that. So we're gonna go on interesting difficulty, which is like normal, I guess. The game's not super difficult, but interesting seemed to be, fine. So we'll do that. And so it's gonna make us play through a little bit of a tutorial here. So once upon a time, a TV studio just like any other. And panning. I really do love the graphics in this game. I'm not always a fan of like I'm not sure if this is 8-bit or 16-bit. I'm not sure how many bits are going on here, but not always a fan of this style, but in this game it works really well. Super Rangers, so not the Power Rangers, Super Rangers. It's time for all stuntmen to get in the scene. Hurry up. And here they come. And as you can see, it's got the traditional Power Rangers colors. And where are the minions? And when you see these guys, I mean, they're putties. There's no way around it. Some of the boss monsters in this game are pretty funny, from what I've seen anyway. There we go. We're all set for this part. Effects will come later. I guess we're lacking some story, huh? Yeah, but I'm gonna call him Dr. Mia. It's Dr. M-I capital A-H, so I'm just gonna say Mia. The developers are Brazilian, so some of the translations in here are a little bit rough. Obviously, that's a name, so I don't know how that translates, but Mia is what I'm gonna call him. I don't think he sticks around too long, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. But yeah, Dr. Mia doesn't enjoy it that much. This is getting really boring. I'm kind of tired of Stop talking while we're recording. Battle them, or should I remind you that you may click to either walk or choose monsters you want to attack. So we have to defeat 3 enemies, and I don't know why it says defeat 3 because I'm pretty sure it doesn't end until you beat all 6. So I don't think we can actually lose this. You pretty much one-shot everybody. And so the blue squares are basically the range of your movement. Any enemies highlighted in red you can attack in your, your first little phase here. So I'll go ahead and do that. I will show you what happens if you don't attack. So like right here, if you move to say here and don't attack, you go into the second phase where you can essentially move in the same range again, but you can't take any actions after you do it. And so I'm just going to move him to like here. And I'm actually going to put him on teamwork. And I'm going to launch her at this dude. And so when you do teamwork, you can do a couple different things. He's going to walk us through those, so I'm not going to go into too much detail right now. But let's teamwork blast this dude. There we go. And so they'll come in and punch me or something. We got a dodge there. And oh, another dodge. Not that, I mean, they're doing like 5 damage or something. Okay, so we'll just wipe these guys out. And so we defeated 6, not 3, but okay. This is one of the best episodes I've seen so far this season. Psst, he always says that as long as we're defeating the monsters really easily. I heard you. Now I want some acrobatics. Can we add some we can add some explosions to them later. What kind of... Let me finish talking. Jeez. You should use the teamwork maneuver to toss people around so they can move further. That's what we just saw here. If you still don't get a word I said, use teamwork and then click on those yellow cells. Get in position. And so now they're going to make us do that again. And so here we go. And it's going to make us do the teamwork thing twice. So what I'll do is, let's move him up to, I don't know, here. And then we'll go teamwork. And I think that'll allow her to attack him, yeah. So there's one. Now we can... Let's move her to like here and set it up. Oh, he can't quite reach. He can teamwork him but not her for some reason. Oh, because he's... You can't be adjacent and use it, I think is what's going on there. Yeah, see, now we can move. And so they'll run up. And we get punched once. So I think we already did our 2 acrobatics, so we can just finish these guys off. And if you haven't noticed, the turns work essentially. I go and then the enemy goes, but it's not staggered, so I can choose any of my characters to go at any point during my turn, and same for the enemy. It's not like I move one guy, he moves one guy, if that makes any sense. I probably didn't explain that very well. So we'll just finish him off. And now he's going to show us team attacks. Cut. Another perfect scene. Be glad I'm here to tell you what to do all the time. Oh boy. Now show the audience some more teamwork. You know how it works. Attack a minion when someone is using teamwork next to it. I trust you guys won't hurt me. Alright, so perform 2 team attacks. Perform a team attack with 2 squad members. So we only have to do this once. And so all you have to do is basically move a teammate to any adjacent square. The diagonals count as well. and then you just do teamwork. And then if you run up and attack, they will both attack simultaneously. And so we'll do the same thing here. And that's all there is to it. Great job. Keep it like that. Keep it like... I'm loving this. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought... Blech. Great job. Keep it like that. I'm loving this. Move now so the boss can teleport into the set. Where's that big girl in the monster suit? This is how you're going to do this. Remember your training. Put 4 of you adjacent to the monster in teamwork. And then attack the monster. Everyone around you will help out. This is what we call a finishing move. So basically it's the same thing we were doing before, but you're using every character at once. And so it basically does like a special finishing attack. He just likes to tell people what to do, I guess. The monster will blow up when you do the finishing move. I need the 5 of you to do it together. I like how they strike poses when they say things, because you can't just say something. You have to strike an aggressive pose when you make a point. Shouldn't we fight the monster before the finishing move? This feels rushed. Our audience won't enjoy it. I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. I've seen that a couple of times and I can't tell if it's like a reference or a joke or something. I want to say it's like in sync maybe, but I don't know. Okay. So obviously the Red Ranger is the leader and he's got to do the finishing move. So we'll set everybody else up first. Because you can't have anybody other than the Red Ranger initiate finishing move. That's just not right. Unless it's like the white / Green Ranger, I guess. He kind of like took over. He stole the Red Ranger's thunder, but we don't have a white / Green Ranger, so we're just gonna finish him with our Chroma power. So we get this little like cutscene. And we just nuke him with colors. So we defeated the boss. You're so strong. Splendid. Now for the grand finale, the huge monster explosion. No. This is ridiculous and not even a giant robot fight. How can you have an episode without a giant robot fight? Hey. The actors are sitting in their chairs. We stuntmen do most of the recording. And besides, this is so silly. We always record in the studio. We should go outside, see different places. Come on, people. Our show isn't that bad. I'm listening. Why can't we run our very own studio? Oh my, that's just the perfect idea. Count me in. What? Are you leaving Super Rangers? I'm in too. Let's do this. Have fun leading a studio that isn't fun to work at, Dr. Mia. Yeah, that's a burn. Bye-bye. Yeah, there's another funny translation. Oh, sorry about that doorbell, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, please stop being so mean to your employees. You can't. And off they go. At least leave the suits at the door. The stuntmen met a moment later, still dressed in their old studio spandex suits. They talked about how they could start their own studio and record their first episode. After a few minutes, an idea popped up. My uncle has a warehouse not far from here. We could use it. Alright, that could be a start. I mean, if anyone's gonna have a warehouse, it's your uncle. Like, who doesn't have an uncle with a creepy warehouse? It might be just what we need. Well, it sounds like exactly what you need. Let's go there now. And hint, hint. A little foreshadowing here. Arriving at the warehouse, everyone got very excited because of its size. and how they could take advantage of all that available space. They were looking around and thinking about camera positions when someone spotted something. A huge pillar at the very center of the warehouse, covered in some sort of dirty bed sheet. No one knew what was under it. I feel like I'm reading like a children's book as I read through the narration here, but I guess that fits because the Power Rangers is very much a children's show that was just kind of exaggerated in the way the action was done. But the content was very much for, people like 10 and under. Where are those stunt actors? Oh, there they are. They need to return my studio spandex suits. But wait, what is that? I'll just keep watching. Then, curiosity knocked at someone's door and the sheet was removed. Who's this guy? Amazing. An incredible replica of a device used in an American TV series. American Hero TV series. Someone plugged in the energy cable and the machine said its welcome message out loud. Hello, my name is Cerebro. This is an example message. Type the words in my back display and I shall text-to-speech them. Everyone's eyes shined. Wow, let them have those clothes. I know what I actually want from them now. That was a really awkward sentence. I'll think of some devious plan. I'm out. We were just looking for a place to set up our studio and record, but now we also have this Cerebro thing to support our story. It's amazing. Yes, this is it. Just ask your uncle for this too. Our future fans will love it. Will do. I think he'll be happy to lend us anything, including the warehouse. Hooray, everyone gather your props at home and let's meet up tomorrow. I just can't get over the poses they strike when they say stuff. We have plenty of work to do. And off they go. If only it were that easy to start a TV show in real life. Just acquire a warehouse and some homemade props. So the group of friends decided to take a different path in their lives. Later that day, the clothes were returned to their old boss. And after a few weeks, with the contract ready to be signed, they finally have everything ready to start recording. Cerebro looked pretty happy about that. So we get new contract for $1,000, and the conditions are that we have to record a season finale after recording 4 other episodes, so 5 episodes, and the contract will be canceled if the number of fans is lower than 0. So if we have negative fans, if people start hating us, we lose. But as long as we're like neutral at 0, we're okay. So let's sign it. We don't have any other choice. And this is their little nod to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I'm going to take it one step further, and we're going to be Mighty Morphin Inc. And I need the apostrophe, don't I? Okay, now we get to choose our actors. And so I'm going to go with the same party I had in my little practice playthrough, because I think they worked out pretty well. So I'm going to go with Vaughn Andy, whose character name is Claude. And he's basically just a face. He's a pretty boy. He's here just to raise your audience. He's not, like, great in combat, but he's not, like, useless. But that plus 15% audience per episode is really, really useful, especially early on. And as the lead class, he gets plus 50 health anyway, so it basically makes him kind of tanky, even though he's not that good. For the assault, let's go... You can change the color of the ranger if you want. I'm going to go green, just to mix it up from the traditional colors. And I'm going to go with the boxer, who's named... There's a... Instead of Wesley Snipes, it's like Weasley Stripes. He's pretty good as the techie. But I'm going to go with Evan Tyson. As the assault, they're basically just the damage dealer. So he gets plus 30 attack. And then his base stats are another plus 30 attack. So he basically just wrecks people. And so yeah, I'm gonna go with him. As the scout, I like Mao, but really it doesn't matter who you pick. Um, the scout's pretty versatile. They just get +1 movement, so it's like unless you choose someone who has -1 movement and negates that, there's really no negative. And so I like either Ryo Yoshi, but he's got that -20, so I usually go with Mao because she has +3 crit and +20 attack. And so between those two and this, she's basically just all, positive traits. So I like to go with her there. And then for the techie, I like to go with, where is he? Doodly. And so this guy's supposed to be like a reference to Jet Li, I assume, because his character name is Jet. And it says he trained in the mountains of China, is the lead actor in all major fighting movies of all times. So that sounds about right. If you fuse Jet Li and Jackie Chan, that would essentially be this guy, or Bruce Lee, I guess. If you put all of them together, you have this guy. And so, as the techie starts out with a pistol, and they get a boost to skill regen when you use any skill. And so the way weapons work, the weapons aren't used by default. The weapons are essentially a skill that you can use, and they have a cooldown. And so the techie gets to use their weapon skill a little bit more often. And the reason I like him so much is because that pistol is ranged, obviously. He's got -20 health, so being a ranged character, that's not going to hurt us so much. But he has +4 skill regen, so between that and this, he's going to regen that skill pretty quickly. And then he's got +10 crit, so he's got a better chance to get a critical hit with that pistol when he uses it. And so that's why I like him in that slot. And then, as the assist, we have Alert Johanson, and her character name is Scar. So, I mean, who are we kidding? Let's just name her Scarlett. And she's a world famous actress who attracts lots of fans. And so, she kind of seems like this guy here, who's just sort of like a face. But she's actually a pretty good assist. The assist is essentially the healer, as you probably guessed by the name. And so, she is the only character able to heal the party. And so, as part of being an assist, she gets +20 skill regen. She already starts with +6 skill regen. And so, I think she is the highest base skill regen of anybody that you can choose from. And so, +20% to the highest skill regen in the game is obviously the best way to go there. And the +1 fan conversion rate is just a nice little bonus. So that's why I like her in that slot. And so this is my party that I've figured out I like so far. And, I mean, if you want to, you can change these colors to whatever you want. I'm going to stick with red as the lead and the colors I have here. You can do orange, you can do gray, you can do black, you can do white. Although it would be weird if you were like the Chroma Squad and you chose like shades instead of colors, but whatever you want. You can change the name too. You can actually change quite a lot. I'll show you guys as soon as we get through here. And yes, we want to confirm. Okay. So there's a couple things you can do in the base screen here, and then when you're done, you hit record to play the next episode. So the first thing is the shop. And here you can buy better gear. Before I go into this, I will show you the base gear. In the studio, you buy upgrades for your studio. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And so, you can buy like healthcare, and it gives everybody more HP. Camera boosts audience. From director's instructions are basically your objectives. The workbench boosts your crafting. There is crafting in this game. It's pretty simplistic, but it's there. Microphone boosts audience from attacks and skills and like teamwork things. Shop partnership gives you a little bit of a discount in the shop. I mean, that's pretty obvious, I think. And then you can upgrade the studio. But you may notice a lot of these will have every episode costs, and so every episode you run will make you some money, but depending on how many of these upgrades you have, depending on how many of these upgrades you have, you could end up losing money. So you need to be careful about how quickly you upgrade. You can see the healthcare will cost you 25. The camera will cost you 15 every episode. The microphone will cost you 10. And so in this one here, I usually like to start with the boost to audience, because the more audience you get, the more money you'll eventually get. And between the two of these, you're only going to end up with a minus 25. So I go with SD camera and I go with microphone. And so that cost us 175, and so it's going to dock us, $25 every episode, but it will boost our audience essentially 20% if we're playing our cards right. And then there's the actors, and this is where you do kind of like your party management stuff. Here's the skills. So the assist character starts out with a heal Duken, but they can also choose an energy reserve. And the way the tiers work is they're actually by season. So Season 1, you only have access to this tier. Season 2, you get to choose a skill in the second tier. And so by Season 5, you'll have 5 different skills. And you should be able to switch back and forth between these whenever you like. So she's obviously the healer, and I'm going to stick with this is the nuke heal. The next season, you unlock this AoE heal. The nuke one does more, obviously, but this one will heal all of your allies, at least within the range. And the techie has a multi-shot or a find weakness. And so this is like your like Mark Prey in other games, basically. It's just like a debuff, where this is basically just an AoE attack. The lead only gets one skill, and it's just a pull, because he's essentially the tank. So anyone within 4 tiles, he can pull to him. The assault gets a strong arm. Let's see. Allies executing teamwork acrobatics with you may jump to. So he can just throw people further, basically. And then the scout gets a stunning pose. So it's basically just a crowd control stun. Then in equip, you have your different items here. Only the lead and the techie start with a weapon. He gets the pistol, he gets the sword. You can buy pistols and swords for all these guys, but I would save your money at the beginning because they're not that useful. The weapons are, like I said before, the weapons are a skill, not something that's going to improve your damage every single time. And so it's something that's nice to have because it does quite a bit of damage, but it's not always going to be useful to you because they're pretty significant cooldowns on them. And so I would save your money until later on when you can get better weapons. But yeah, so we've got cardboard helmets, we've got improvised suits, it looks like it's like a hoodie, cheap gloves, and rain boots. And so we can buy gear and equip them, and that's probably what we'll do in a second here. So I think we're done there. Yeah, so let's go look at the gear now. So right now we only have a couple choices in the equipment, and then only 2 choices in the weapons, either a toy sword or a toy pistol. Like I said, I'll probably skip these until later. For now, let's look at, well, I'll show you. So there's hiking gloves that'll give you plus 15 health, paintball gloves that give you plus 10 attack, padded suits that give you plus 25 health and plus 6 skill regen, and then comfy suits that give you plus 40 health. I generally go with the padded suits because plus 25 health is pretty considerable, and plus 6 skill regen is also really nice to have because you can see our lead starts with 10, and so plus 6 is like 160% of what he had before, which is a pretty significant boost. The only one that's not going to be that significant for is, well, it's still a pretty big jump for her. But yeah, everybody else starts at 10. Actually, he's got a higher base skill regen than her. But yeah, let's buy and equip for all these guys. And so that'll put us at 325, and I'll probably save the rest. They should be equipped already, but let's make sure. Yeah, they are. And now you can see, if you didn't notice the the uniform before. That's what it looked like. And when you upgrade this, it changes a little bit. Excuse me. And so I think we're done in the menu for now. Let me check the time really quickly. Oh, we went over. So we're at 30 minutes right now. I'm going to break off the episode here, and in the next episode, we will play episode 1 of our new show. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you back here for episode 2/episode 1 of our Chroma Squad. I almost said Power Rangers. Our Chroma Squad Let's Play.